Free your consciousness.
I've got one that can see.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
And it came to pass that the Galactic Council assembled in orbit around the blue planet, peering down upon Earth as one might gaze upon a rusted trailer home with suspicious stains on the porch. And the ambassadors of distant stars spake unto one another, "Verily, let us not go there." For Earth, jewel of the cosmos, had become instead the cosmic landfill, a celestial junk heap overflowing with cheap entertainment, unresolved emotional issues, and a species that mistook chaos for culture. And the aliens, wise, ancient, technologically magnificent, stood at a safe distance, munching nebula popcorn, watching humanity bash itself senseless like contestants on an interstellar discount version of Galactic Idiots Season 9. And they said, "Behold the Earthlings, a species that invented advanced communication only to use it for arguments about cartoon characters, dietary fads, and who should or should not be allowed to have opinions." They marveled at Earth's devotion to pointless conflict, self-inflicted disasters, leaders chosen through popularity rituals, and a news cycle indistinguishable from performance art. And one alien, peering through a cosmic telescope clouded with laughter, asked, "Why do they fight so fiercely over things they do not understand?" To which a wiser alien replied, "It is written in the ancient texts, the Earthling thinketh himself wise, but verily he hath the IQ of a malfunctioning toaster." Thus did the council decree, avoid that planet, lest their stupidity become contagious. And the people of Earth, unaware of the verdict, continued their bickering, their posturing, their polluting, and their enthusiastic sprint towards self-inflicted extinction, all broadcast in glorious high definition to the amused observers of the Orion Arm. For Earth had become the galaxy's favorite reality show, a spectacle of drama, delusion, and dumpster fires, updated hourly with fresh catastrophes. And the aliens tuned in faithfully. And in those days, the heavens did shudder, for word had spread throughout the spiral arms that Earth, that once promising blue marble, had descended into such spectacular idiocy that even the nebulan sludge worms refused to be compared to its inhabitants. And the elders of Tau Ceti gathered and declared, "The Earthlings hath embarrassed the galaxy long enough." For they saw what we had done with our planet, poisoning the oceans with plastic and then inventing reusable tote bags to fix it, worshipping celebrities who couldn't solve a crossword puzzle, creating machines capable of infinite knowledge, but using them mainly for pornography and arguments with strangers, fighting over politics with the enthusiasm of chimps flinging feces at one another from opposing branches. And the elders cried out, "Behold their leaders, chosen not for wisdom, but because they display confidence while knowing nothing." The galaxy trembled with cringe, for it was said in the Chronicles of Zorvath, "There is no greater shame than being mistaken for an Earthling at a diplomatic summit." And lo, the embarrassment spread. The Andromedans passed laws forbidding Earth documentaries, for too many of their youth were imitating human behaviors and running headfirst into walls for fun. The Arcturian High Priestess banned Earth memes from religious temples, for they caused uncontrollable laughter during solemn ceremonies. The Vega Collective issued travel advisory warnings. If thou must pass near Earth, avoid eye contact, for their foolishness is contagious, and their social media is weaponized stupidity. And in the great halls of cosmic governance, Earth became the punchline of jokes, the cautionary tale, the planetary equivalent of that cousin everyone pretends isn't related. And above the embarrassment, the Earthlings strutted proudly, unaware that the galaxy observed them the same way humans observe raccoons fighting over discarded fast food, with horror, amusement, and the firm belief that getting involved is a terrible idea. Thus it was written, and thus it shall be. When the galaxy speaks of shame, it speaks of Earth. And lo, in the twilight of reason, when the stars dim themselves out of secondhand shame, the children of progress lifted their voices in a chorus of triumphant idiocy, for they had mistaken confusion for enlightenment and noise for revelation. And the heavens sighed, saying, Behold the creatures who have named themselves wise, yet cannot discern a shadow from a mountain, nor a feeling from a fact. Woe unto them who trade wisdom for applause, for their reward shall be the echo chamber, vast, empty, and deafening. They built monuments unto their own certainty, high towers crafted of fragile opinions, and demanded the universe validate their every fleeting emotion. Yet the cosmos, in its infinite patience, merely rolled on, muttering, Not again. The people wept for validation, crying, Affirm us, O heavens. And the heavens replied, Know thyself first, then perhaps we shall consider it. They proclaimed themselves gods, yet trembled before discomfort. They sought transcendence, but could not endure honesty. And the universe spake unto them, saying, Thy gospel is grievance, thy sacrament is outrage, thy creed is fragility. How long shall ye worship thine own reflections and call it truth? The prophets of convenience led them astray, declaring, Behold, reality is optional, perception is king, and truth is a matter of personal taste. And the people rejoiced, for such doctrine required no courage. Yet the foundations trembled beneath their feet, for illusion has no roots, and comfort has no spine. And the winds of consequence rose to reclaim what folly had borrowed. Then came the great humiliation. When confronted by truth, the people fled as mice before thunder, crying, Smite us not with accountability. And the cosmos answered, I need not smite thee. Behold, thou art doing it thyself. Thus fell the age of self-worship, devoured not by wrath, but by its own absurdity. For the universe need not punish the foolish. They arrive pre-disastered. Blessed are they who awaken, though late, to the comedy of their captivity. For salvation begins the moment one admits, I have been a cosmic embarrassment, but no longer. May the light of honest reflection find thee, even in the cavern of thy curated delusions. May thou be delivered from the gospel of outrage, and spared the wrath of thine own overreactions. May the universe show thee mercy, not for thy worthiness, but for its exhaustion. May thou cease bowing before the idols of convenience, comfort, and collective stupidity, for their altars crumble at the first whisper of truth. May the courage to face reality descend upon thee like an overdue revelation, and may thou not flee from it as thou hast from every previous inconvenience. May thy fragile certainties be shattered gently, that wisdom may seep in through the cracks. May thou no longer seek salvation in validation, nor redemption in applause, but turn thy gaze inward where the true heresy hides. May clarity break upon thee like a dawn, unfiltered, and may thou not curse its brightness. May thy self-inflicted humiliations serve as tutors rather than tormentors, that thou may rise wiser than thou fell. And may the cosmos, weary though it is, grant thee one final gift, the strength to laugh at thine own absurdity, and thereby transcend it. Now, go in discomfort, for only from discomfort arises transformation. Amen, ah woman, ah they, ah them, and all other deities invented to avoid responsibility. And lo, the prophet lifted his voice above the mountains of discarded innovations and said, Hear me, O inhabitants of the earthly trailer park, for the hour of consequence draweth near, and thou hast mistaken mockery for mercy. For the stars have watched thy antics with the patience of ancient gods, and even they grow weary of observing a species that burns with genius, yet cooks with stupidity. Thou hast built machines to speak for thee, and screens to think for thee, and idols to absolve thee of thine own apathy. Thus hast thou traded dominion for dependency, and called the exchange progress. Behold, the heavens have taken counsel, and the verdict is unanimous. Earth is that neighbor they lock the doors for. Therefore I warn thee, cleanse thy mind before thou cleanest thy planet. For pollution of thought precedeth pollution of soil. And a species that cannot govern its own impulses shall not escape the gravity of its own decline. Awaken, or remain a spectacle, a cosmic blooper reel, looped endlessly for the amusement of civilizations that learned wisdom before they learned Wi-Fi. Choose this day, transcend thy foolishness, or be remembered as the universe's first self-inflicted extinction. Thus speaketh the prophet. The gods are not angry, they are disappointed.